Welcome to the Mindset Mile podcast, the show that'll leave you empowered to take action towards becoming the turned up version of your already awesome self. I'm your host, Aisha Zaza, and I'm so glad you're here. Let's go. Hey friend, welcome back to the Mindset Mile podcast. I'm so excited about today's episode because this is something I have been dying to share with you for months and is finally done. And I'm going to pull a Quentin Tarantino here, and I'm just going to tell you what it is, and then I'm going to start from the beginning to explain the how, the what, the why, and all the things, okay? So it brings me no greater joy than to introduce you to Well Prepped. So Well Prepped is a meal prepping guide that is going to make your life so much easier because all you'll need to do is prep once, cook twice, then enjoy eating all week. Okay, now I shall explain all of the things, okay? I created this guide specifically for you because one, I love food and I love cooking and I want to share that with you. And two, I completely understand the food struggle. You have all the right intentions. You want to eat well-balanced meals that taste good. You want to make most of your meals at home, but don't want to be a slave to your kitchen. You know you should be eating more protein, but don't know how in the world to get it in. You hear all about macros, but don't want to solve math equations every time you eat. And if you're like me, you have a million saved recipes pinned, but when it comes time to making something, you get overwhelmed with decision fatigue and actually sourcing, preparing, and making said dinner. So you've made, none of them, or maybe one or two. Honestly, who knew doing something so primal could be so challenging? And that's where I've got you. I curated Well Prepped to take the guesswork out of efficiently making delicious, macro-friendly meals. This guide provides you with 8 weeks of recipes. Why did I make 8 weeks of recipes? Because how many cookbooks do you own that never get used or you make the same 1 to 2 things out of? How many recipes do you have saved on Pinterest and Instagram that you never come back to make? Same. Because ultimately, simple and fewer is best. I learned through experience time and time again, not with food only or with cooking only, an overwhelmed or confused mind shuts down. So Well Prepped has a total of 16 recipes that you can put on repeat 6 times a year if you wanted, and you'd never have to think about dinner time again. So each week there is one 30-minute prep and 2 recipes that will serve you 3 meals each, making a total of 6 meals per week. In over a decade in the health and fitness space, I personally have experimented with different types of elimination diets like paleo and Whole30, but ultimately I've found that eating in a less restrictive way is more enjoyable and it's sustainable. So in our house, we eat things like full-fat Greek yogurt and full-fat cheeses, quinoa, beans, corn, which are all foods that fall outside of those diet protocols. But over the years of experimenting, I've learned that those foods don't have a negative impact on how I feel. So you will find ingredients like this throughout the guide. I've landed on a whole foods and minimally processed approach to eating. And it's been a lifestyle I've been able to keep for years. And this is what I'm excited to offer you through Well Prepped. I personally don't need to think about this anymore. This is just how we eat. I eat guilt-free and it's filling and it's delicious and it's helped me build the healthiest relationship with food I've had in my life. So if you do have an allergy or an intolerance to any of these foods, they can be super easily eliminated or substituted as needed. Okay. And what's great about this guide is that it can accommodate different size households. So based on the serving sizes, here's what you can expect. If your household is 2 adults and 2 kids, you can expect 6 meals per week. If you're a household of 3 adults, you can expect 6 meals per week. Let's say you are a couple, you're a single couple, no kids, you're just two adults, you can expect 12 meals or 6 fresh meals plus 6 frozen meals. So you can really make this guide work for your household. You may already know this about me, but I love making my bed every day. It starts my day off with a sense of accomplishment, but I also love slipping into a beautifully made bed every night. And my Cozy Earth bamboo sheets make all the difference. They are so unbelievably soft and comfortable, and the premium fabric regulates body temperature no matter the season. They're perfect for the hot summer nights coming up. Cozy Earth provided an exclusive offer just for my listeners. You could receive up to 40% off site-wide when you use code MindsetMile. Go to cozyearth.com to explore their latest arrivals and to receive up to 40% off when you use code MindsetMile at checkout. One of my favorite high-protein snacks is Greek yogurt, and to it, I'll add some berries and granola. But I'm super picky about my granola because most of them are made with tons of sugar and inflammatory oils, which is why I use Wildway granola. It's made from 100% real ingredients with no added sugars, preservatives, seed oils, or flavorings. Just wholesome blend of nuts, seeds, dried fruit, and spices. And they have such amazing flavors like coconut cashew, banana nut, apple cinnamon, dark chocolate sea salt, peach pecan, and vanilla bean espresso. They're all delicious. You've got to get your hands on some. Right now, save 20% off your first order with the code MindsetMile by visiting wildwayoflife.com. That's wildwayoflife.com using code MindsetMile to receive 20% off your first order. And if you're someone who's kind of finicky about leftovers, I created Leftovers Reimagined for each recipe. So this is a small section where there's a couple of quick and easy suggestions to repurpose your leftovers and enjoy the food that you made, but just slightly different. Okay, and earlier you heard me mention that these are macro-friendly meals. Don't be afraid if you don't know what macros are. Do you need to be someone that counts macros to use this guide? No. Are you one of those people that don't even know who macros are or don't even care what they are? That's okay. I want to just explain to you super briefly. In short, macronutrients are the nutrients we need in larger quantities that give us energy. So in other words, the food we eat is made up of either protein, fat, or carbohydrates. Now, in general, the problem with most people, and especially most women, is that they're not eating enough protein. Protein is so important for so many reasons, but just to rattle off a few, your body uses protein to help build and repair lean muscle. Protein is important for bone health. It's important for hormone balance. It keeps you fuller longer, and it curbs snacking and sugar cravings. And protein helps you maintain a good metabolism. So this is super important for things like weight loss and weight management. Honestly, the topic of protein is an episode in and of itself, and I don't want to bore you with all this. But what I'm trying to say is that if you have little to no knowledge or education in nutrition, then I can almost guarantee that you're not consuming enough protein. So what makes the recipes in Well Prepped so great is that the serving sizes are macro friendly. And what that means is that each serving accounts for a general amount of protein, carbohydrates, and fat. So this is going to be a balanced meal. On average, each serving has approximately 25 to 40 grams of protein, 25 to 30 to maybe 35 grams of carbohydrates, and 10 to 15 grams of fat. Again, if you don't have any knowledge on this, that is okay. The guide is intended to be directional for macros. So they're not specific, but if you're looking for something you don't need to think about or don't want to track macros or learn anything else about them, then the recipes in Well Prepped have you covered. Okay, and the last feature I want to share with you about the guide is I created weekly Instacart lists that are linked every week, so you don't even need to go grocery shopping. When I say I made this guide to make your life so much easier, I mean it. All you have to do is click the Instacart link, add the items to your cart, and have them delivered to your doorstep. And of course, if you need anything else for your household, you can just add it while you're in there. But all the ingredients you'll need to make your 2 weekly recipes are linked for you. So in the guide, you'll see that there are 2 stores linked, and I used Sprouts and Ralph's. And I'm pretty sure Sprouts has locations across Northern America, but Ralph's, I do believe, is more specific to California. So in any case, if you don't have either of those stores near you, then all you have to do is change the store you want to shop from once you're in the list. Like Instacart will automatically populate stores that are local to you. And if there are some items that are out or aren't carried at that store from the original list I created, Instacart will populate similar items so you can just easily interchange them. And don't worry, if you're not an Instacart user or you just prefer to grocery shop in person, then weekly ingredients are written in list format for you as well. My hope is that this guide does the heavy lifting in the nutrition and planning tab in your brain, and that it fuels your family's body with delicious food. I know how valuable time is, and this system of prepping for the week and cooking bigger meals so that I don't need to think about what to make for dinner every night is literally what has helped mealtime feel like a well-oiled machine in my house. So Well Prepped is truly a result of my years of trial and error dieting when really all I wanted was a well-balanced and healthy lifestyle. It's the result of finding meal prep solutions that actually worked for me. And these are all recipes I have made and adapted over the years that we truly never get tired of. I don't have a professional culinary background. I am not a nutritionist, so by no means is this guide or any information in this episode medical advice. I'm just a practical, health-conscious mom of 2 kids and self-proclaimed foodie who genuinely enjoys helping others stack good habits so we can all show up to be the best versions of ourselves every day. Because as you know, this is how I believe we change the world. You can pick up your copy of Well Prepped at aishazaza.com. That's AISHAZAZA.com. Or I have it linked to the show notes so you can grab it as soon as this episode is done in 30 seconds. And when you start cooking, please tag me on social media at aishazaza. Nothing would make me happier than to know Well Prepped is getting well used and is well loved by you. My genuine hope is that Well Prepped leaves you feeling confident in your kitchen, with your nutrition, and most importantly, in your skin. From my kitchen to yours, friend. Cheers to eating well and being well prepped. I cannot wait to see you next week, and until then, make it a great day.